Hi, this is Forrest at the Ciro garage. Today we're going to be putting in the filler panel tail lights. These are pretty easy to put in, not much hassle. They replace your regular lights and have a ton of different functions. Now they're able to be put in with or without the Lightstrike COMMANDER, and we'll get going on this right away. We'll take the saddlebags off and show you how to put them on. First thing we're going to do is remove these three bolts or nuts here, and that'll let the light come loose. We'll be able to unplug it from the back of the light. It's a lot easier to do once it's off. Now, these studs are attached to a plate on the back side of the fender, and will stay right in place. You don't have to worry about it coming off. We're now going to unplug this light right here so we can take this off and end up taking this bracket off and attach them to the new lights. Okay, what's included in the kit is the two filler panels, these extensions, and some Ys. These extensions and Ys are only going to be used if you're plugging into the Lightstrike COMMANDER. If you don't have the Lightstrike COMMANDER, you get the standard functionality out of the taillight just by plugging into the normal harness. The extra little plug here is for these, and that goes back to the Lightstrike COMMANDER if you have that. So the next thing we do is just take these brackets off of the stock tail light. They need to go onto the new lights. You're going to need two different Torx head drivers. The larger screws here are a T27. The smaller ones are a T25. Harley's always nice. They like us to have a lot of tools. Okay. We can set the stock light aside now, and we don't need these screws, which actually hold this to the housing. Ours are one piece, so you don't really need the extra screws. These line up with these three holes here. You need the three washers, 3 of the 6 washers. They go onto this. They go onto each one washer on each screw that came out. Since we have the COMMANDER, we're going to actually plug this wire right in here, and then this will get plugged into the stock plug, and we put the screws back on, or the nuts back on to, to hold it to the fender. Okay, so we're going to use the Y to plug into the Lightstrike COMMANDER here. And then we're going to run this wire up along with the rest of the wires that go up to the front of the bike, and kind of sneak it in here along with them. And we'll plug into the Y here, and then zip tie these right up along. They have these little loops here built into the Harley frame or Harley fender that you can just zip tie the wire to. Want to make sure these are nice and tight. We wouldn't want the wire to get down into the wheel. Okay, and we can kind of test it here, make sure everything is okay quick, and we'll do a much better job of testing when we finish the whole job. Trim the tails, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, we've got it all buttoned up now, got the bags back on and everything, and we'll test it, turn it on. You'll see the startup feature. That's one of the many features available, actually, if you have the Lightstrike COMMANDER installed. Otherwise, you just get them come on and they're red. If you have any other questions or concerns, Ciro3D.com. And if you want to see all the cool features that these lights will do, see the features and benefits video on Ciro3D.com. See your local Ciro dealer for anything else, and we'll see you down the road.